Hello again, PH Digital here, and today is a follow-up video 14 months later with the OnePlus 6T. Going to talk about pros, cons, and specifically battery life. You ready? Here we go. And here it is, 14 months later, the OnePlus 6T. This has been my daily driver, as the expression goes. This is the original case, and it's lasted quite well. It wasn't clear. Well, I mean, it's somewhat clear. It's kind of this smoky gray color, smoky black. Anyway, put on the little ring stand here. It's been awesome. But the case has protected it quite well. If you notice, there's a small little lip right there, so when the case is on and it falls, it protects the screen by a couple millimeters. And this does have the notch. I usually leave the notch displayed. I like that extra real estate on there. If you go down to settings, let's see here, and notch display. So right there you can hide the notch, and that's what it looks like. Anyway, so what do I like about the phone? What don't I like about the phone? It has two cameras, so it does have an optical zoom. It doesn't do wide angle. That was debuted on the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus 7T, and the OnePlus 7 Pro McLaren. So, this is the OnePlus 6T. This launched in either August or September of 2018. I picked this up in October of 2018, and I had this all throughout 2019. Now, if you've been watching my channel or follow me on other social media outlets, yeah, I've tried a couple other phones, and I've returned them all, and I've come back to this one. I even put some fun stickers on there. Heart in Oregon, love visiting that place, and Pink Lion AI. I actually met that organization in Oregon. So, it's fast. This has 8 gigabytes of RAM. If we go to the About, there you go, 8 gigs of RAM. This is a T-Mobile phone. It has storage, 128. I've had plenty of storage. I haven't had issues with that. It's still running Oxygen OS version 9, which, you know, I'm kind of surprised because Oxygen 10 has been out now for over 4 months, and they still haven't released it to this older model. And I'm also still on Android 9, which is okay. I wasn't that excited about Android 10, but still, I'd kind of like to have the option to do so. And this is officially the model OnePlus A6013. You can see it right there. Anyway, so it's a T-Mobile phone. It's great. I named it one of my aliases, Cuneo13, also known as PH Digital. Yeah. So battery life. Battery life kind of comes and goes. I normally average about 3.5 hours, but on this last test, 19 hours ago, I only got 3 hours and 49 minutes, which is almost an hour less than I usually get. I did use a lot of GPS, did some driving yesterday, and I'm down to 8%. So right there you can see I didn't charge it at all. Actually, what's that little bump? Okay, I charged it for a few minutes. So it should have easily lasted another half an hour, but it did not. And through Android, it lets you know exactly what you've been using your phone for. So that's pretty cool. Now the cool thing about this, it's a flat screen. I love the flat screens. That's why I returned the OnePlus 7 Pro. It had the curved edges, not liking the curved edges. That's why I returned the Samsung S10, because it had the curved edges. And then again on the OnePlus 7 Pro McLaren that I tested during December and November of 2019, curved edges, flat edges, see that? Oh, that's just gorgeous. I like the flat screen. So it's really fast, it's really responsive. I did try Fortnite on it. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite, but it does play. I mean, it has 8 gigs of RAM, and it has a really good processor. Let's see, was the processor on about? I'll have to look that up. I'll look up the processor and throw that on the screen. So yeah, it's a great phone, and it charges really fast. This has dash charging, which I'll show you in just a second, and it charges from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes. Whereas the new warp charging will go 0 to 50% in 20 minutes. And I tested that last year as well. So it is an all-day phone easily. I mean, 3 hours and 41 minutes. So now we're going to plug this in and I'll show you how fast it charges. And primarily over the last almost year and a half, over the last 14 months, I use the OEM charger almost always. Once in a while I do plug it into my car charger, but I don't like using any other chargers. I wanted to keep this a nice test over the last year. And yes, it is USB-C, of course. It's kind of weird though, they did USB-A to USB-C. I would have thought it was going to be USB-C to USB-C, and even on the newer phones, the McLaren 2.0 Papaya Orange, that one was also USB-A to USB-C. So let's plug this in and we'll charge it. Now, I've shown this in other videos, but it makes this cool sound when you plug it in. Oh, there it is, charging rapidly. Now you have to use the red cable to get the full rapid dash charging. Okay, one more time. For the kids at home. Yep. And there we go. So in about 90 seconds, has the on-screen fingerprint sensor, which normally works. There we go. And then we'll go to the battery, charging, and in about 90 seconds, I'll come back and it should give us an estimate. Now, I typically do not use my phones, my gadgets, smartphones. I'm charging my Samsung watch. I don't use them when I'm charging. I think it's good to just give your phone a rest. I typically don't put it in airplane mode, but I'm shooting a video and I don't want notifications going off and disturbing the audience. So I'm going to just keep this off while we're charging, and then I'll actually, this is what I'll do. I'm going to make it a real world thing. I'll just put in do not disturb. And we'll come back in 90 seconds and we'll see what the estimate is. Yeah, it needs another minute or so. And of course, I'm using it, so it's disturbing the authenticity. We're adding too many variables. Okay, be right back. Okay, that was a little longer than 1 minute. So it's been 4 minutes later, and now we'll check the estimate. Whoa, it's already at 18%. So it probably said about 55 minutes. It charges really fast. So it's at 18%, so it should be at 50% in about 25 minutes. So we'll set a timer for 25 minutes and make sure that, oh, and it's at 19. Yeah, it charges really, it's dash charging. What else do you want? And then right here on the bar, it shows it's going up. Awesome. Thank you, OnePlus. All right, we'll come back in 25 minutes. Well, we're back. Time's up by a minute and change. So now it's been technically 31 minutes. So let's see where we are. 63%. Wow, that's fast. Well, that's what they call it, dash charging. And the cool thing is, you look at the graph, you can see that huge spike. Whereas yesterday when I was charging in my car just for about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, just a little spike. Well, there we go. So it should be fully charged in 22 minutes. And since I'm not using it, it charges even faster. So let's see, it's now 10:11. Oh, 21 minutes. So zoom in there. Zoom in. There we go. And right now we're filming on the iPhone SE that I borrowed from a family member. Okay, so we'll set timer for 21 minutes and start. Okay, see you in 21 minutes. All right, timer's up and the smartphone should be fully charged. No, 86%. And I have not been using it. Well, it says 10 more minutes. Here, we'll close all apps. Ah, there we go. Now it says just 9 more minutes. Okay, so we'll set the timer for 9 minutes. All right, see you in 9 minutes. Ooh, adaptive battery. We'll have to talk about that later. Well, actually, we'll talk about it now. Yeah, to extend battery life, adaptive battery limits battery for infrequently used apps. So it automatically closes apps for you and helps your phone last longer. Okay, well, we'll see if we can top this off in just 9 more minutes. And you probably already know this, that last 20%, 80% to 100, takes a long time. All right, 8 minutes pass, actually 8 minutes and 41 seconds. Turn off the alarm. Check our OnePlus 6T charge status. What? 92%? 6 minutes left? All right, well, we'll come back in 6 minutes. Actually, we'll just come back in 5. That was easier. All right, see you in 5 minutes. 5 minutes later. Actually, 6 minutes later. And no, it's still not there. No, it says 4 minutes left. Wow, this has been really off. Well, I'll do some math on the timestamps here. It's now 10:51. Okay, well, we will give it exactly 5 minutes and come back. See you soon. All right, well, that was going to be 5 minutes later. It was actually 6 minutes later. And it's now 10:57, and this is at 97%. Let's see how much longer it thinks. 2 minutes left. 10:57. All right. Oh, 10:58. Well, we'll come back in 2 minutes. All right, well, it is now 11:02, so 4 minutes later, instead of 2 minutes, 99%. So close. 43 seconds left. Ooh, the anticipation is riveting. Well, let's check the power here. 1 minute left. 43 seconds. Close all apps. Okay, the countdown has begun, 43 seconds. So we'll open up a little stopwatch here and start. 1 minute left, still 43 seconds. Okay, OnePlus, if you're gonna say 43 seconds, then mean 43 seconds, but I'm using it, so it's, throwing it off. Okay, we won't touch it. We'll come back in 1 minute and we'll see if it's fully charged. And go. All right, 2 minutes later. 99%, are you kidding me? Still says 43 seconds. Even though it's been 3 minutes, it's now 11:06. Okay, so we'll just do this. We'll just turn it off. We'll zoom in here. We'll just do a time lapse. All right, that was a really short time lapse because it says charged. So 11:07. So even though it said 43 seconds, it took another 4 minutes on top of that, but that's okay. So 11:07, so I'll do some math and see exactly how long it took and how much the estimate was off. But still, that was really fast. It was down to 8%. All right, so that's your charging video with a OnePlus. 14 months later, battery life still really, really good. Thanks, OnePlus. Now the fun part, we unplug this, and then it will give us an estimate of how long, the phone will give us an estimate of how long it thinks it can last. Pretty cool stuff. We'll check back in a few minutes. Hello again, and this is a continuation of a battery test and a 14 months later of the OnePlus 6T. So I used it a lot yesterday. Where'd it go? There it is. I used it a lot yesterday and the battery life was good. In fact, right now it won't even turn on. Oh, there's that ring light. Nice. It won't even turn on. See, right? We get that cool error message, critical low. Anyway, so we're gonna charge it up one last time and I'll show you another day in the life of the OnePlus. Let's go. And there it is, battery critical low, battery too low. So there must have been some background apps still running in the background because it was at 8% last night. And it's 8:34 this morning. So we're gonna plug it in, and again, yes, OEM whenever possible. This is the fancy charging brick that it came with in the packaging. Powers up, you get that really cool T-Mobile splash screen. Oh, that's right, it doesn't do that unless you power it on. So I'm just gonna leave it powering on off and we'll see how fast it charges. And you notice that it uses that little lightning bolt because it's dash charging. So it's 8:35, it's plugged in. We'll come back later. All right, 20 minutes later, it's 8:55 and the battery is now at 37%. So it's almost, 38. So it's almost charging 2% per minute. Yeah, I'd say that's lightning fast or dash charging. So I'll just update my little sheet here to 38%. Pretty awesome. So 0% 20 minutes ago, boom, 38%. And yes, as you well know, the fastest way to charge your phone is just shut it off, or at least put it into airplane mode, or just leave it alone and don't use it. It's good for your phone to rest. So it's now 8:56 and we'll come back in 10 minutes, actually 9 minutes, and see if it passes that test, which it normally does. All right, we'll see you soon. All right, and we're back, and the time is 10:04. 100%, yay! And it just hit 100. So we started at 8:35. Now it's 10:04. Some quick math. That's going to be, hang on, bear with me here. You know, that thing. It's going to be, let's see, 1 hour and a half. Man, I need more sleep. 89 minutes. Not bad. So the cool thing we were testing is whether or not it could go from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes, and it did. It actually went from 0 to 50% battery charge in 26 minutes. That's pretty awesome. Good job, OnePlus. So now we'll do the cool boot up screen. And it's pretty good. It does turn off. So it's, you know, it's not gonna overcook itself. OnePlus did a really good job on the design of the battery charging. So you can plug it in all night. I don't like to. The other thing that OnePlus has been kind of talking about is that instead of charging it like I'm doing where you charge it all the way to 100, it seems to be a little better when you charge it just to 80%. There's more to that. I'll post a link in the description below of this video and you can read the article for yourself. I'm waiting for more testing and feedback on that. So now it boots up. And then if we swipe down, go to battery. So my last usage was 3 hours and 54 minutes. I switched cameras again. Let's see if this is gonna allow me to focus. Hopefully that's in focus. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm on a Canon DSLR that I actually purchased several years ago and decided to try to use this for filming instead of phones. And there we go. So yeah, it's staying pretty accurate. If I really take the battery all the way down, I am getting a good solid 4 hours on average. If I don't want to go down that far, so let's say 100% down to 20%, then I usually easily get 3 hours. So great phone, even 14 months later. Battery life is great. It does have that flat screen, adaptive battery. You know, it's Android. Oh, that's a fun little animation, isn't it? So yeah. So let's go through the pros and cons. 1, great battery life. 2, charges really quickly using dash charging. What else do I like about this phone? It's an Android. It gets updates regularly, except for to Android 10, which it should have had at least by Christmas. I was hoping OnePlus would give that as a Christmas present. It's USB-C, but all phones, pretty much any Android phone you're buying in the last, I don't know, 3 years is going to be USB-C. As far as the durability, it's held up really well. I've dropped this thing a couple times and it has not cracked. It's pretty much lived within the case, and I do have the screen protector. So after a year, the screen protector did bubble up a little bit, but you know, that's to be expected. So if I were to take this off, it'd be pretty nice. Well, here, let's do a little screen cleaning here. There we go, that looks better. Nothing like a clean screen. And my battery is dying. Hang on a second. And we're back. This is PH Digital with my 15-month review of the OnePlus 6T. There's that gorgeous screen. So the OnePlus 6T, it debuted back in October of 2018, and since its release, the OnePlus McLaren came out, the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus 7T, and the OnePlus 7 Pro 5G McLaren Edition. So yeah, this is 5 phones ago. And next in the radar is the OnePlus 8, which you've probably heard about, and that's coming out sometime in Q1, possibly the beginning of Q2 of 2020. So here is what I have not liked during the past 15 months. The small notch, you know, right there at the top, yeah, I would like that to go away. I would be happy if that went away. The video, I often get this yellow hue. Right now you can see there's not a lot of white light, and I'm right next to a window, but in a lot of past videos you'll see it go from white to yellow, especially when I'm zooming in on a smartwatch. Anyway, the notch. But at the same time, anyway. Number 3, the camera locks up. If I get pretty low on my storage, so right now, here I'll unlock this. If I go down to my storage, yeah, out of 128 gigabytes, I am on, that is not focusing. There we go, now we got it in focus. So out of 128 gigabytes on this device, I have used 87%, which means I have 13% left, and if I were to take a couple pictures, there's a high probability that it would lock up, and that's no good. So number 4, no wireless Qi charging. So the only way to charge this bad boy is right here, and I recommend OEM. Now when you do charge it, you do get that cool sound. Right there, there's that lightning bolt chain. And yeah, and number 5, it nearly took 4 months before Android 10 OS was added on this phone. And I'll take the case off. So those were my 5 my 5 cons about the OnePlus 6T. And now I have 11 points on what I've enjoyed over the past 15 months. Now, even though I don't like the notch, I don't like notches in general, I do like that this notch is smaller than the iPhone XS and the newer iPhone 11. Theirs go all the way across the screen. Yeah, I'm not liking that at all. Also, the fast charging, I can charge this with the dash charging 0% to 50% in 30 minutes, and then I'm good for another 2 or 3, 2 to 3 hours after that quick bolt of juice. Number 3, the Oxygen user interface, and this just updated from Oxygen 9 to Oxygen 10 along with Android 10. Oh, you know what? It's under About Phone. There it is. Oxygen OS version 10.3.0. Some really cool things between Oxygen 9 and Oxygen 10, and it's just fun. This is one thing I've really been enjoying. I've been on the beta program, which is Zen mode. And Zen mode is lots of fun. If I go back to there, actually, that's weird. Anyway, right now I'm doing the 14 days of Zen, and I have 6 days left. I'm not going to do that now because that will cut everything out. But if I go into reports, it shows that I've had Zen moments for 4,220 minutes. So that's pretty cool. And I've been using it for 91 days. Hopefully the camera can focus on that. Come on. Focus. There we go. And yeah, I like the UI. It's just a unique spin, and each Android company, I mean, there's Motorola, there's Samsung, there's OnePlus, there's LG, and probably another 20 after that. Each one puts their own little company design with the user interface, and I really like OnePlus. That's, yeah. Number 4, short-term memory. This has 8 gigabytes of RAM, which we showed right there on the About Phone page. And also, yeah, that's the short-term memory. I like to define it that way. And OnePlus smartphones, at least since 2018. They just provide the perfect amount of RAM, and the 8 gigabytes that this one has with game playing and multitasking, watching videos, video editing, capturing more videos in 4K and more. It's been great. Number 5, speed. I have this memory when I first got the phone back in 2018. I was sitting in the hospital waiting room. This was actually in Oregon, visiting a family member, and passing some time, and ended up chatting with some college kids about this fancy phone, and showing them how quickly it downloaded, how quickly Fortnite played. I played Fortnite all of 1 week. Anyway, and they were really impressed, and it was fun. So the speed, nice. And number 6, multiple users. If you go under settings, and then go under system, and then right here, multiple users, you can see I have multiple users on my device, and it's really fast. You just swipe down and click on the little person icon, choose your setting. I'll go to this new user, switches to the new user, and then they can even have their own fingerprint, in this case passcode. And then it launches their profile of that phone, which is really cool. So I locked this down so my kiddo just has YouTube Kids. They can check their Gmail. They can't install any apps. They can update the ones on here, and they can play Harry Potter, and that's it. And then you can just swipe down when you're done and switch back to your primary profile, and then unlock. So that's number 6 of my Pro. And then number 7, I just showed you, the fingerprint sensor. The phone that I had before this was the Google Pixel, the original one that came out back in 2016, 2017. And that had the fingerprint sensor on the back. This one has it right in screen. And it's really fast. I mean, you just touch it, and then right when you raise it up, it automatically turns on. So you take your phone out of your pocket, boom, it unlocks. And I'll show you a really cool thing. If you go down, there's different animations for this. So here, I'll put this in Do Not Disturb. Alright, so from the main screen, you just swipe down, go to Settings, and then you go to Security, and Lock Screen, and then you want to click on Fingerprints. Sorry, maybe you didn't see that. Then you want to click on Fingerprints right there, and then you have to enter your PIN, and then right here, Fingerprint Animation Effect. So there's 4 of them. There's Cosmos, and it shows your preview of it. There's Ripple, Stripe, or just the boring none. I really like the stripe one. I think it's fun. And I'll show that to you one more time. There you go. So I love the fingerprint. Number 8, even though I said I didn't really like the camera, it's more so the video. I do find the camera useful, especially this Pro mode. So when you launch your camera, swipe up, you can go to Pro mode, and within Pro mode, you can zoom in and you can control what you want to do. So right in Pro mode, you can see right here I can control the white balance. So there's that yellow I was talking about. So you can control the white balance, you can control the ISOs, you can do autofocus, you can do like the flower, so you can really zoom in there, and you can even do the shutter speed. So I can do a 1/8,000th of a shutter speed, I can do a 30-second, I can do auto, I can do a half a second, 1/15th, here I'll shoot one. And there you go. So Pro mode's really cool, and you can do watermarks, which I have on most of my photos. So the camera, it's been great. I really like the camera. So that would be definitely number 8. Number 9, battery life. Even though I chatted about the charging, The lifespan of this is great. So if you swipe down, click on the battery logo, you can see it says should last until about 8 p.m. Now I've been using it constantly during this video, so it's doing that estimation. And my last screen usage was just under 4 hours. So pretty cool that I can just go all day with this 3,700 milliamp battery. Number 10, space for my stuff. Went on holiday for 7 days and I didn't have to back up or delete anything. And you just go to settings, scroll down under storage, and it quickly tells you how much you have left as a file manager if you need to free up some space. So that's awesome. 128 gigabytes of long-term memory have served me well. And number 11, this gorgeous display. So this part's fun. I've been looking forward to this. I've had this cover on here for the last 15 months and it's bubbling up. And I forget, this gorgeous 6.41 inch screen real estate, and it has an optic AMOLED 2.5G Corning Gorilla Glass 6. It has the adaptive mode, reading mode, night mode, has the lift up display. It's just a beautiful smartphone screen, and it also has the 402 PPI. PPI, in case you're not a geek, PPI means the pixel density of the smartphone screen. So close up, you know, how those pixels are packed together. And this one has a high PPI density value, and because of that, it creates greater quality of your pictures, your videos, and when you're displaying text. So here, I'll just show you some fun video quality here. This is a video that I shot yesterday. Oh, I forgot to put auto rotate on. So the screen is gorgeous. You can even zoom in when you're doing videos. The sound's pretty good as well, especially when you put it on wood.
The Samsung Active 2. Yeah, let's do that.
So I'm really happy with the screen. The screen has been great. And yeah, you know, because it is Gorilla Glass 6, I don't need this anymore. So I'm just gonna take this off finally after 15 months. Oh man, that thing's dirty. And now we have the full experience of that gorgeous screen. Look at that, not a fingerprint on it. Well, at least for the next 3 minutes. So, yeah, there are my 11 reasons for having the same smartphone for nearly a year and a half. And yes, it was tempting. During 2019, I had the Samsung S10 for 3 weeks. I had the OnePlus 7T for 3 weeks, the OnePlus 7T Pro for 3 weeks. And then I switched to the Samsung S10e for 3 weeks. And then I went back to OnePlus 7 Pro 5G McLaren for another 3 weeks, but all the while, I still had this one, which has been wonderful. Yeah. And yes, I returned all of them back to T-Mobile and one back to eBay. And yeah, just OnePlus 6T has been my daily driver. Thank you for watching. And if you're unhappy with your iPhone or your mediocre Android phone, OnePlus is what I am recommending. It's a great budget smartphone. Funny that I'm saying budget for $550. And it's, yeah. I mean, $550 is a lot better than $1,000 or some new phones that just launched. Those were actually, I think, with tax, $1,500. Yeah, if you shoot over to OnePlus.com, and for only $350, you can pick one up, and you'll have a brand new OnePlus 6T. Well, that's all for now. Don't be shy. Share this video with your friends, and yeah, give it a thumbs up, please. And I would love to hear a pithy comment or two. That's all for now, and no, I don't have any hidden applications, but that is a cool feature of this new update of Android 10, and a combination of the Oxygen 10. That's all for now, and this is PH Digital with another gadget review. Goodbye.